Long ago, in a small village surrounded by fields and forests, there lived four sisters. Their names were Meera, Sita, Radha, and Geeta. They were orphans. Their parents had died when they were very young. Since then, they only had each other. They lived in a broken mud house at the edge of the village. The roof leaked when it rained, the walls had cracks, and the floor was just bare earth. They were very poor, their clothes were old and torn, their slippers had holes. Many times they had to sleep without food. But even in such difficult times, the sisters never fought with each other. They shared everything and tried to keep each other happy. Every morning, before the sun rose, they would wake up. Meera, the eldest, would fetch water from the well. Sita would sweep the small courtyard. Radha would wash the few utensils they had. Geeta, the youngest, would collect firewood from the forest. One day, while they were eating just dry bread with salt, Geeta asked softly, "Didi, will we always live like this? Will we never eat good food or wear nice clothes?" Meera looked at her youngest sister with love. She placed her hand on Geeta's head and said, "No, little one day our hard work will bring us happiness. We just have to keep faith and never give up." The other sisters nodded. Even though their stomachs were empty, their hearts were full of hope. The sisters worked wherever they could to find work. Sometimes they helped farmers by cutting grass for cows. Sometimes they carried heavy baskets for people in the market. Sometimes they cleaned houses, but the wages were very small. People in the village often looked down on them. Some laughed and said, "These girls will always remain poor. They have no father, no mother, no land, no money. What can they ever achieve?" These words hurt the sisters deeply, but instead of crying, they reminded each other, "Words cannot break us, only our laziness can. If we keep working hard, one day people will respect us." Even though they had so many troubles, they never begged for food. They believed in earning whatever little they could. One winter night, the cold wind blew through the holes in their roof. They had no blanket, only a thin sheet to cover themselves. Their teeth chattered. Geeta shivered and said, "Sita Didi, I am so cold, I cannot sleep." Sita hugged her tightly and whispered, "Don't worry, think of tomorrow's sun. It will be warm. We will survive this night together." They spent many nights like this, hungry, cold, and tired, but their love for each other kept them strong. One day a rich merchant came to their village. His name was Raghav Seth. He was looking for honest workers who could spin cotton into thread and weave cloth. He asked the villagers, "Is there anyone here who works with patience and honesty?" Some villagers laughed and said, "Go to those four poor sisters. They are always ready to work for a few coins." Raghav Seth went to meet the sisters. He saw their poor house but also noticed their neatness and politeness. He gave them some cotton and said, "Can you spin this into thread and weave strong cloth for me? If you do it well, I will give you more work." Meera bowed her head and said, "We will try our best, Sethji." The sisters worked day and night. They took turns. When one felt tired, another continued. They did not waste a single piece of cotton. Their hands became sore, but they kept going. After a week, they returned to the cloth to Raghav Seth. He checked it carefully. The cloth was smooth, strong, and perfect. He smiled and said, "Excellent. You girls are hardworking and honest. From now on, I will give you regular work." For the first time, the sisters felt hope shining in their lives. Every week, the sisters wove cloth and gave it to the merchant. In return, they received the money. It was not a fortune, but it was steady. The first thing they did was buy enough food. No more sleeping hungry. Then they bought a blanket for the winter. After some months, they saved enough to repair the holes in their roof. Rain no longer leaked into their house. Their neighbors who once mocked them now began to respect them. People said, "These sisters are different. They never begged, they never cheated. Look how they are improving their life step by step." The sisters, however, remained humble. Whenever they saw a poor child hungry, they gave a little food. Whenever they saw an old woman without help, they offered water or carried her load. 1 year later, the merchant gave them a very big order. He said, "I need enough cloth for a wedding. You must finish it in 1 month. If you succeed, I will reward you greatly, but if you fail, I will not be able to give you work again." The sisters knew this was their biggest test. They worked from dawn till midnight. Their fingers bled from spinning cotton. Their backs ached from sitting too long. Sometimes they felt like giving up, but each time Mira reminded them, Remember our empty stomachs, our cold nights, our leaking roof. If we complete this work, our future will change forever." Her words gave them new strength. Finally, after a month of hard work, they finished the cloth. It was more beautiful than anyone had expected. When Raghav saw it, he was amazed. "You sisters are truly gifted," he said. "From today, you are not my workers but my partners. I will sell your cloth in the city. You will earn half the profit." The sisters could hardly believe their ears. Their eyes filled with tears of joy. Soon their clothes became famous in nearby towns. People loved the quality. Orders came in from many places. The sisters worked together and earned good money. They bought a bigger house with strong walls and tiled roof. They purchased new clothes. They had enough food, enough blankets, and even some savings. But they never became proud. They remembered their old days of hunger and pain. Whenever they saw poor children, they gave them food and clothes. Whenever they saw struggling women, they taught them weaving skills so they too could earn. One day Geeta said, "Didi, once I asked you if we will always remain poor. Today I know the answer. Hard work and unity can change any life." Meera hugged her and replied, "Yes, little one, we did not win because of luck. We won because we never gave up and we always stood together." The sisters lived happily not only because they became rich, but because they helped others and remained humble. Their journey from poverty to success became an example for generations to come.